The first question is from Joe. Joe asks, what is more important to me right now, the process or results? I feel like right now, this is a great question and it's actually really applicable to how I'm feeling in my life right now. I feel like the past couple years, I was very much in a grind mentality, like heavy grinding, which I don't regret at all. I think it was something really good for my productivity. However, right now I'm really kind of taking a step back from that. Not to say that I'm not being productive. I'm continuing to be disciplined and consistent with my schedule, but I'm sort of giving myself a little more wiggle room and a little more freedom to really enjoy my downtime in between and to loosen up my deadlines a little bit. So if I can give a more concrete example, before I was kind of, I was really focused on growing my channel quickly. So I was like trying to crank out videos, like YouTube videos every single day, because I was focused on the numbers and I was focused on the algorithm and I was focused on, just hitting the numbers quicker and reaching 1,000 subscribers quicker, monetizing my channel. I was kind of very much in the marketing end of things, mentality of things. But lately I've just been really sort of wanting to take a step back and do things at a slower pace. Because I actually think I believe right now that if I'm happier in what I'm doing and I'm enjoying myself in the process and I'm less attached to outcomes, I'll probably, not only will I enjoy what I'm doing more, but I'll probably be able to reach some sort of flow state where I actually reach success in a timely way. And it's kind of like the old saying, like a watched pot never boils. I want to stop watching the pot with my success. And I kind of just want to come into a more natural flow. So, right now, instead of doing videos every day, I'm still on a consistent schedule, but it's one that really works with my lifestyle right now. So rather than posting every day, I try to post videos 4 days a week. Or if I have something going on in my life, like something really, intense going on in my life, like a move or a breakup, I kind of give myself a little wiggle room to take a week off from making videos if I have to. Before I was really strictly but the algorithm's I'm going to lose my place in the algorithm and it's not going to send my videos out. And there might actually be some degree of truth to that. There might be some truth that if I take a break, I'm going to have less results, but I'm really trying to think about the big picture. And I think in order for me to produce my best work, it's important that I'm happy with what I'm doing and that I'm healthy and sane, and I'm taking care of myself because, I'm a podcaster, I'm a musician, and I feel like a lot of these things are touching upon the human spirit. Like a lot of what I like to do conversationally on my podcast is to try to touch into big ideas and I like to have deep conversations with my guests. So I think that's really touching on the human spirit and music as well. That's another thing that I think music is essentially I think it's important to have a clear mind and a healthy body to produce good music. So I don't want to ignore those parts of myself. So to answer your question, that was just a long and winded way of basically saying I'm very much in the process right now and not the results. And I'm just enjoying what I'm doing now. I'm really happy with the flow and the rhythm that I have going on. One more comment I want to make about that too. I also started noticing that being too much in the, how could you say it? Being too much in the results and not the process of this, I found myself slowly over time morphing into a product of the trends. Not terribly, but I just kind of found myself leaning towards making more clickbaity type material. I was talking about this on my last podcast episode that, sometimes I would feel inclined to put more sexy or seductive thumbnails of myself up just to kind of lure people in, which I actually still don't think is a terrible idea. But I really just started thinking about the bigger picture and I'm that's not really the vibe or the energy that I want to put out in the world. That's not really the impression I want to make amongst young women, that if you sell, if you show your tits more often, you'll get likes. That's not the vibe I want to put out there. So, I probably have cleavage today, but that's just my nature. That's just actually how I like to dress. I do like to dress sexy, but what I'm saying is I don't want to make a showcase of it in every thumbnail as a way to try to get views. I don't want to do that anymore. I really I've been trying to put out like much more wholesome thumbnails. You can even like browse through my history and you can see like the progression of how I'm figuring things out on my channel. And I had much more clickbaity, like what's going to get their attention type thumbnails. And now I'm kind of leaning more into this, like, I want this to be a wholesome channel. So I'm going to show my thumbnails as wholesome. That might grow my channel slower, but I would rather grow it slowly and actually attract people that are there for me and that are going to stay for the long run, not people who click on some clickbaity thing that I put up and just move on to the next clickbaity thing on a different channel. So very much kind of like reframing the way I do things, and I'm leaning very heavily into the process and not the results. That's not to say I don't have goals, but there was an imbalance before is what I'm saying. Okay, next question.